They got turned down by over 40 publishers. They went to BEA and went from booth to booth. People said, we're not interested in that. It's a stupid book cover concept. Don't even waste any more time with it. Who wants something for chicken soup for a soul? And they tried to talk them out of it. But they believed in their dream. And they believed that their words had power and a passion and a message. And one little book publisher, Health Communications, HCI, he really was a printer. That's really all. He really wasn't a publisher. He was a printer. And he said, I'll print the book for you. And I'll publish it. And he said, I can only give you an advance of $1,000. Take it or leave it. And he said, I can't even promise you I can get it in the bookstore. They said, all we want you to do, if you get it in the bookstores, we'll get it out the bookstores. And they made a commitment to do 2 radio interviews apiece every day for a year. They would find radio stations. They would beg radio stations. And the first year, it went slowly. Not much happened. But the second year, combustion. And they started selling. And that book, as you all know now, has become the biggest selling book series of all time, Chicken Soup. There's a chicken soup for everything. And when things started going well, I remember Jack sitting down with me one day and said, you know, my wife went out to look for a house. And she came back that day and said, I just found a house. It's only $2.5 million. He said, $2.5 million? What are you talking about? She said, stop worrying. We can afford it. Because when the book started selling, they got $1 a book. And they were averaging 100,000 copies per week sold around the world. I say that to say to everybody in this room, some of you have some goals and dreams and possibilities. You got some words that will change people's lives. And some of the publishers are trying to talk you out of your goals and your dreams, telling you what you have doesn't make sense. But I'm encouraging you from somebody who started with just an idea to write a book, and somebody who interviews best-selling authors, that you've got to share your message. You got to share your words. You got to write with the concept that you're going to bless somebody, and let God do the rest. Now, I want to encourage you. I know Andrew has already said you got to hustle when you sell books. If you want to be I'm today on my show, and why I got to leave Shirley. My guest today is Jeffrey Gitomer.
Oh, yes.
And if y'all don't know Jeffrey Gitomer, if you go in a bookstore, Jeffrey Gitomer's books are all through major airports. He's done strategically in every major airport. He's a business writer. He has the red book of sales, the black book of connections, the green book of yes, the yellow book of a positive attitude. I mean, and Ka-ching, Ka-ching has a book of Ka-ching, Ka-ching. And then he wrote the sales Bible. But Jeffrey says, you never see him saying, you're a best writing author. They say you're a best selling author. All right? You've got to sell the books, and don't be ashamed to sell your books. Don't be ashamed to sell your books. I work hard on these books, and I don't put out a book that is not ready to be put out. I slave them, because some people can sit down, start typing, and an hour later they got a bestseller. I am not one of them people. It takes me months. Most of my books take 1 year to 2 years, and I'm slaving over every word I want it to be right. So I say that to say, when that thing is finally finished, then I'm going to work hard to make sure that it's going to sell. Because who wants a garage full of books? Am I right about it? So I made a commitment that whenever I get an opportunity, I'm going to talk about my book. I'm going to tell people about my books. I'm going to tell them what impact it has, how it can benefit them. And you must have that same kind of determination. You must be willing to get up, go to the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Rotary Clubs. You got to go to the luncheons, the Lions Clubs. You got to get in front of people. And every time you get up, you talk, you just stand up there and say, I want to tell you about my book. And here's one of the secrets to selling books. Today I want to tell you about something that might have an impact. In my book I say, on page 11, that every day is a brand new day, a day unlike any other day, a brand new opportunity to make your dreams come true. But in order to make your dreams come true, it's necessary for you to have a dream. You got to have a dream, a goal, not just a resolution that you make on the 1st of January and forget by the 15th, but a goal, a target, a destination that you've made a commitment to. Dr. Benjamin Mays said it so wonderfully. It must be borne in mind that the tragedy of life does not lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in not having a goal to reach for. It is not a calamity to die with your dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity not to dream. It is not a disaster to be unable to capture your ideals, but it is a disaster to have no ideals to capture. It is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Not failure, but low aim is sin.
There you go.
Now, what I just did to y'all is I gave y'all something that would be of value to, didn't I? I told you where it was found, didn't I? Page 11 in my book. You would believe how many, after every speech, people come and say, I want that book on page 11. All right? Well, you sign that book on page 11. But you've given them value that's in your book. But if you didn't tell them that, they won't know. All right? So I'm encouraging you, when you get up, you read something out of your book. Read a little piece out of your book. You read something out of your book whenever you get up to speak. Am I right about it, Andrew? That's how you sell books. You gotta work these books. On Monday night, I'm gonna be on TBN with Whitley Phipps.
Oh yeah.
So y'all turn on TBN Monday night. And Whitley says something I love a lot. He says you got to be a success in America. You got to have two things. You got to have a good job, or a good ministry,